go! Let's fucking go! The Chiefs somehow defeat the Minnesota Vikings without Patrick Mahomes and with an injury-riddled defense. You know what I'm saying? 26-23, game-winning field goal. The MVP of this game, without a doubt, is none other than Harrison Butker. What a game. What a game this was. Matt Moore, solid. He played solid. He was 25 for 35, 275 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. So Matt Moore played really, really solid. And he did exactly what he needed to do to get the Chiefs to win this game. The first 3 drives to open up the first quarter would all result in punts. And then the Chiefs would score the first touchdown of the game. He throws a 40-yard bomb to Tyreek Hill. And honestly, this was a bit overthrown, but Tyreek Hill fucking dove for it. This was just one of those plays that you're going to see on the highlight reels for the rest of the season. It was a spectacular diving catch, great throw. And the play was just, it could not have been executed any better. Chiefs up 7-0. The Vikings would respond with the touchdown, some 4-yard pass. Nothing special. 7-7. It's a tie game. The last 2 drives of the first quarter would both be punts, and we enter the second quarter. Start up the second quarter, a Harrison Butker 24-yard field goal. 10-7 Chiefs. 2 more punts in between, and then Minnesota would kick a field goal to tie the game at 10 apiece going into halftime. To open up the second half, McCole Hardman fumbles on the kick return. Minnesota would turn it into a touchdown. They did miss the extra point, however, so it was 16-10. When this play happened, I'm going to be real with you, I didn't think the Chiefs were going to win. At that point, I was like, look, the defense needs to get a turnover or 2 if we want to have any chance of winning this game. The defense didn't have any turnovers today. No interceptions, no fumble recoveries. It's 2 weeks in a row now that we've gotten 0 turnovers forced from the defense. And, when that happens, you don't expect to win. Because we give them a fumble, they turn it into a touchdown, and we don't get anything in return. So, really, at that point, I thought the Chiefs were going to lose the game. There would be 2 more punts and then a Chiefs touchdown. A 91-yard run from Damian Williams. 91 yards. The Chiefs have not been able to establish a run game whatsoever in the past few weeks. This was nice to see a 91-yard run for a touchdown. That was huge. Chiefs have the lead now because remember, the Vikings missed the extra point. 17-16. Vikings would get the ball back and punt. Chiefs would get the ball back, and Harrison Butker nailed a 45-yard field goal. 20-16, Chiefs lead. The Vikings get the ball back, they get a touchdown. And so now they lead 23-22. And that ends the third quarter. Going to the final quarter of the game, opens up with 2 punts. I just want to point out how fucking awful the Chiefs' current O-line is. I mean, Matt Moore was just getting rushed to throw the ball all day long. I mean, the offensive line, shitty. And Cameron Irving is the worst. He's the worst player on the offensive line right now. I mean, he's drawing penalties. He's not protecting Matt Moore at all. And funny enough, he's Eric Fisher's replacement. Eric Fisher's a Pro Bowl offensive lineman. I mean, he's really damn good at what he does. And you don't realize it until he's gone. In fact, he was the first overall pick for the Kansas City Chiefs, and I think it was the 2013 draft. Man, it's crazy. Next week, we're expected to get Eric Fisher back. Patrick Mahomes will be back. Our defense is all going to come back. Frank Clark, Kendall Fuller, Chris Jones was back today, and Alexander Okafor. It's a name you really probably haven't heard of, but he's good. And we're getting everybody back next week. And our defense has actually looked good. Our defense has actually looked good in the last 2 weeks. Of course, when it's not Mahomes playing, but still, they are one of the bigger reasons the Chiefs won this week. And the only reason I think we lost last week to the Packers was because of LaShawn McCoy's fumble. I'm just saying, this Chiefs team is going to be scary starting next week when we get everybody back. Finally, we won't be filled with injuries all over the place. So yeah, anyways, butt kicker. Harrison motherfucking Butker nails a 54-yard field goal to tie the game up at 23 apiece. And that moment was huge because Matt Moore had just got sacked and knocked us out of field goal range, kind of. It's not ideal kicking from 54 yards away. But it was no problem for Harrison Butker. I mean, he nailed it. Great job, Butker. Great job. I mean, you are the MVP of today's game, no doubt about it. The Vikings would get the ball back. The defense did their job. They did exactly what they were supposed to do. They stopped them, and therefore they have to punt it. The Chiefs get the ball back with a minute left. They're driving, and then Matt Moore throws a clutch third down pass to Tyreek Hill for the first down. The Chiefs then spiked the ball. 44-yard field goal for Harrison Butker in the final 3 seconds of the game. Nails it. Chiefs win, baby. We snapped a 3-game home losing streak, and the Chiefs are 1-3 in their last 4 weeks, and it's been frustrating as a Chiefs fan. That Colts game, I hated that Colts game. That Colts game is one of the games that I just don't ever want to look back on. It was awful. The Texans game, the defense was garbage. And then the Packers game, which we knew Patrick Mahomes wasn't starting. We knew that most of the defensive starters were out with injuries, and so, you expected a loss of that game. In fact, you expected that game to be a blowout for the Packers. It's a lot closer than I expected it to be. I know I said last week that I think that we can win this game with Matt Moore. We won. So, huge win for the Kansas City Chiefs today against the Minnesota Vikings. It was a Super Bowl IV rematch. That was the last time that the Chiefs had made a Super Bowl. 1969. It's been a long time. In other news, the Dolphins won their first game this week. Dolphins fans, I'm sure you have a bunch of them that are happy that they actually won a game, and I'm sure you have another bunch that are pissed off that they're actually trying to win because they want that number 1 draft pick. The Bills win again. They are 6-2 for the first time since 1993, I read. If the Patriots lose tonight in Baltimore, which is very possible, it's not going to be an easy game for the Patriots. The Patriots have such an easy schedule all year so far. And so the Ravens will be their first actually good team that they're playing, and hopefully the Ravens can beat them, and it's very possible. And if the Patriots lose, then the Bills are only 1 game back of the Patriots in the division, and that's crazy to think about in this time of year. Oh, in other news, Adam Vinatieri missed a game-winning field goal against the Pittsburgh Steelers today. Colts lose, and that's big news because when it comes to playoff seeding, now the Chiefs are ahead of the Colts. Because remember, the Colts beat us, therefore they have the advantage over us if it comes to playoff seeding, and now we have a better record than them. So that's big news that Adam Vinatieri shanked the field goal, the game-winning field goal. But yeah, offensive line hopefully will be a lot better when Eric Fisher comes back next week. Get Cam Irving's sorry ass out of KC. Just fucking cut him as soon as Eric Fisher is back. Because Cam Irving is literally the worst. He's fucking awful. Never gives Moore or Mahomes any time at all. But that's the final for today. Chiefs win 26-23 against the Minnesota Vikings with Matt fucking Moore. Matt Moore magic, baby. Did his job, and Harrison Butker is the MVP. 3 huge field goals, including the game winner with 3 seconds left. Chiefs play the Tennessee Titans next week in Tennessee. I know they have a pretty decent defense, so it's not going to be the easiest game ever for the Chiefs. However, we will be going in to Nashville with a healthy squad for the first time since I think like week 3. So with that being said, Chiefs win. I will see you next week. Peace out.